Talking Ohio State football with Steve Helwagen. He's a Big Ten senior writer at 247 Sports. Join him at bucknuts.com. This has become, as we've been talking about, the season for quarterbacks moving locations, but it's long been the season for underclassmen to declare for the NFL draft. And the latest, even though there was no official announcement that needed to come on Monday, Kendall Sheffield, by all indications, is moving on to the NFL draft. He's certainly making all the preparations to do so. A fourth-year junior cornerback that we just talked about in our last conversation, Steve, as being a guy who had he came in very highly touted, transfer from Alabama, struggled early, but certainly had a strong stretch drive here in 2018.
Yeah, Kendall Sheffield is a guy that's going to have all the measurables when they go to the NFL Combine, probably going to run a very fast 40 time. I think he's going to be a guy that you get into your team, probably a mid-round pick, maybe second, third-round pick, depending on how he tests and how he interviews, maybe third, fourth, I don't know. But at any rate, you get him in and you develop him and you rework some of his fundamentals. And you take that raw physical ability that Kendall Sheffield has and turn him into a workable NFL defensive back, whether it's a nickel back, a corner, whatever it may be. I think that he's got the potential to have a pretty good NFL career. I think it's going to be incumbent upon him to change some things fundamentally, going from the college ranks to the NFL ranks. Obviously, you can't put your hands on the receivers as much or at all in the NFL. They really frown at that. There's a lot of flags that get thrown, and that's not acceptable, certainly. So Sheffield's going to have to work on some things, obviously. But, yeah, kind of a surprise, I suppose, that he left. I think he didn't really want to be at Ohio State more than a year or two, wanted to get to the league any way that he could, and obviously he's got those measurables, I think, that they're looking for in NFL defensive backs in terms of size and speed. And I think he's going to be a guy that could potentially be, a 6, 7, 8 year NFL player if it all comes together for him. So Ohio State loses 6 guys to the NFL, which it sounds like an awful lot. You knew you were losing Nick Bosa. He was out of the picture after week 3 when he got injured. He was done. Dre'Mont Jones had toyed with the idea a year ago and came back. Mike Weber had toyed with the idea a year ago and had come back. So it was not a surprise. And in fact, those guys both announced before the Rose Bowl. So those 3 were gone. You knew that. Sheffield was the last one to decide. And you also had in there Michael Jordan, an outstanding offensive lineman. He was an All-American in some lists. He'd played 2 years at guard and 1 year at center, started 3 years for Ohio State, one of the rare guys who had started as a true freshman. He's leaving. That leaves a void at center. Seems like Josh Myers will probably fill that position. He was a highly touted recruit a year or two ago. So he's gone, and I'm missing – I mentioned Weber. There were 6 of them. Oh, Dwayne Haskins, the quarterback. How could I forget Dwayne Haskins, talking off the top of my head? I should have a written out list in front of me, I guess, if my memory's going to go bad. But
I wasn't helping you out, Steve. I was sometimes when you dig that far, you forget the obvious.
Yeah, you forget the guy at the top of the list, Dwayne Haskins, who could be the #1 quarterback taken in the draft. Could be a top 10 pick. I think the New York Giants in particular may have an eye out for him since they took Barkley last year. Could maybe go for the quarterback this year, the future for them. But again, he's got some things he needs to prove, certainly between Ohio State's Pro Day and the Combine and his interviews and his workouts and everything else. So we'll see, just an uncanny season for him, 50 touchdown passes in 14 games, just unbelievable. He set records that I'm not sure anybody at Ohio State in the Big Ten will ever touch in terms of a single season. And so it's going to be a lot of fun watching him go forward in the NFL.